Welcome to the channel, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is for you on your end. It is good morning for me. Well, evening, morning, whatever. Welcome back to Graceful Eats, where we like to talk, but we love to eat. Now, today, y'all, we got some fruit. And I did some grilled salmon and some grilled shrimps and some broccoli. We eating healthy today, y'all. It's more about the conversation rather than the food today. I hope everybody's having a great day. I haven't uploaded in a few days because I was preparing for an event that I have. Now today, y'all, we're going to talk about molestation, rape, how I overcame, how I healed from being molested and being touched inappropriately. I do want to warn y'all that if you have any triggers, if you feel you're not ready for this conversation, I wouldn't watch it. Because once again, this is only my personal experience. I can't talk for anyone else or anyone's else experience. I'm much better now. I can talk about it now than I could before. It actually happened twice to me. The first time I was about 11 years old. The second time I was about 12 years old. The first time it was by a family member. I'm not gonna say anyone's name. The first time was by a family member. The second time it was by a neighbor that lived next door to us. As a child, I didn't say anything at the time because I always was a reserved child from what I remember. I had my friends, I had my particular cousins. Just one cousin, but that I used to hang with, and I was always to our house, but I was always just a child that was mostly to myself. I loved being to myself. So I really didn't say anything. I was mostly like afraid of maybe I would get in trouble, or would they believe me? What the hell they would think of me afterwards? You always have that guilt trip. Maybe it's my fault. I shouldn't have did that. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I done something to make them think that it was okay to do this to me. I remember after the first time it happened, I really didn't think about it much. But that second time, me and my sister was actually playing outside. We used to love to play outside. We actually had stole some firecrackers while my mom was sleeping. Because she was sleeping to get ready for her shift for work. My mom was always working. If you're wondering where she was, yes, my mom was there, but she was always working, and I understand that because she wanted us to have. So we actually had stole some firecrackers, and we were outside popping firecrackers. So the neighbor, the guy, he was camping in our yard, came up behind me and touched me inappropriately. I remember being in that moment. Sometimes when my anxiety and my depression is real high, or sometimes it's, the stories must be true what they say about him. Man, I became so angry with the world. I thought every man was the same. I looked at every man, he's gonna touch me. Still now to this day, as a woman, I'm a curvy woman. I'm a plus size woman. So I have hips, I have curves, I have thighs, I have breasts. If I'm in a store somewhere and I see a man like staring me down and staring at me, or he's looking at me and watching me, like, it gives me the creeps. I don't like it. I don't like that kind of attention from me. I know some women may be like, girl, but not me. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Still to this day, I feel like most of my anxiety and depression comes from those two experiences that I had. I actually recently didn't tell my mother about them until about 3 months ago, when I hosted this event called "What Happens in This House Stays in This House." Because in the black community, most of the black community are in your house, or whatever race you are. They have this thing where whatever happens in here stays in here. You don't tell anybody. We're not gonna say nothing. We're not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna keep secrets. We not gonna move past it. We're just gonna act like it never happened. Most of my anxiety and depression has come from things that I feel like I had to act like it never happened to protect other people. But what about me? What about how I feel? What about the 10 and 11-year-old girl that didn't know how to handle these certain situations that I feel I couldn't talk about? But what would be the point of talking about it if I feel like we just was going to move past it and act like nothing never happened anyway? But it really changed me. I became so angry. It's like I was there, but I wasn't there. And I really didn't want to be that way. Like, it's this generational curse almost. Because it actually happened to my mom and my sister. And 3 months ago, when I told my mom, because I know she was coming to my event, and that's when I recently started healing, when I started talking about it and telling people and telling my mom and things what happened to me. And I asked her if she wanted to know now or she wanted to know when I give my testimony at this event. And she told me that she wanted to know. She didn't want to find out in front of all those people. She didn't want to find out in front of all those people. So I told her then. And it's almost like she had this sense of disappointment. Like she was disappointed. Not in me, but like she was disappointed. Because she was like, I remember her exact words. She's like, I thought it skipped you. She was like, I thought it skipped you. Being that it happened to her and it happened to my sister. She thought I was the only one who got away out of these generational curses. Out of this generational curse. That's why I worry about my kids 24/7. I'm so scared to let people babysit my kids. And what I do, because I know I can't be around them 24/7. I mean, it's happening in school. It's happening in churches. It's happening everywhere. It's by the people that we trust the most. With our babies. With ourselves. After that happened to me, I didn't do good in school at all. I end up dropping out. I end up dropping out of high school because remember I was still keeping it secret, but I still was being verbally abused by my stepfather. It's like he hated me so much and I don't know why. Like, I just don't understand. I used to look for answers. I used to ask God for answers, but I don't have any. So I dropped out of high school. I was known as the girl with the worst attitude in high school. I mean, I made other people miserable because I was miserable. You have to understand, hurt people hurt people. I always had a good heart. I just didn't know how to show it. I always wanted to be a good person, but I didn't know how because I was so bitter and I was so angry. I was so bitter and I was so angry about what happened to me. I felt like nobody understood what I was going through. I'm trying to be strong. I mean, now I know people may not believe how I am now, but I told God I want to change. I want to do things different in my life. I don't want to be known as that bitter, angry person that makes other people miserable. Because you got to understand, hurt people hurt people. These kids that's bullying other kids, I could promise you almost about 80% of them are going through something at home. The parents may say, no, I never raised them to be angry. Yeah, but the person that's babysitting them, what are they doing? The person that boyfriend or that girlfriend that you don't know, what are they doing to them? Are you hugging them? Are you telling them that you love them? Because I was so angry because I wanted that love. I wanted that love. But I didn't know how to ask for it. I didn't know. I just didn't know. I was a baby. The neighbor, the guy who actually did it to me, he's actually gone now. He's dead. He had got hit by a car. And I think he had moved out of state somewhere or something like that. But that didn't make me feel any better. Then I actually felt guilt because I'm like, maybe I should have said something. I was saying to myself, I wonder if he done it to someone else's kid. I wonder, were all the rumors true about the other neighborhood kids? That he did that too? He's living his life as if like nothing ever happened. That's how it always happens. We have to stop keeping things a secret. We have to stop saying I didn't say anything because I wanted to get in trouble. I don't know, I have a lot of kids who watch my show. Let me tell you one thing. If someone touches you inappropriately, you tell someone. And you tell them fast. Matter of fact, if they try to touch you or try to make you do something that you know is wrong and you feel is wrong and makes you uncomfortable or hurt you, you tell someone. You are not going to get in trouble. It is not your fault. If you're a grown woman or man and you feel like you haven't healed because you haven't really talked about your situation or if this ever has happened to you, talk about it. You have to, if you never accept what happened to you, you're never going to heal. You don't have to dwell on it. But even after dropping out of high school, I became an alcoholic. I couldn't wait till I turned 21. I was in a club from Thursday to Sunday, Friday, Saturday. I'm telling you, I was in a club. I was drinking. I wrecked my mother's car twice because I was drunk. And I still asked God, how foolish I was, you still kept me here today. And the kid part, after I wrecked it, after I was being drunk, I was like, I don't care. If I would have died, I don't care. I was living a life, whether God would have took me or not, I would have been happy with that. I became so depressed because I started thinking about these things over and over and over and over again. It's like it started hitting me. That's why I take another drink. That's why I go smoke again. Because I didn't want to feel the pain. Being here sober, dealing with this sober in my mind, I couldn't do it. I felt like I couldn't do it. I remember going to my mom and I asked her, I was like, Mom, I'm depressed. I need some help. I need you to take me to go get some help because I feel like I want to commit suicide. I need some help. My mother opened her door and looked me in my eyes. She said, you know what? If you kill yourself, I'm just going to bury you. And I was like, okay. And I just closed the door. And I never forgot that moment. But I had to understand my mother was going through her own thing. I don't even think then that my mother had fully healed from what happened to her as a child. So I couldn't be angry at her because she didn't know how to be there. She didn't know how to tell me everything was going to be okay. She didn't know where to take me to go get help for mental issues. Because we didn't talk about it. We wasn't talking about those things. We wasn't talking about what anxiety was. We wasn't talking about suicide. You just deal with it. You toughen up. You stand on your 10 toes and you keep it pushing. You don't cry. You don't have time to cry. You don't have time to be sad. I remember I almost lost my marriage. I had to take a pause, y'all, but I'm back. Y'all didn't see that, but I had to take a pause. But I remember in even one part of my marriage when I almost lost my marriage because I shut all the way down. Like, I shut all the way down because I was forced to deal with life sober. And those thoughts kept replaying in my head. Even when my husband touched me a certain way, I didn't want him to touch me. I didn't want him to kiss me because it always brought me back to that moment, and I always go back to being that little girl. I always go back to that moment. And he kept telling him, I'm not them. Like, you have to get over it. And I made up in my mind that one day I wouldn't let the things that happened to me control my life now, because I never really have a life. I'll be living. Well, I'll be existing, but I'm not really living because I'm just here. We have this thing where we try to normalize pain and we try to normalize being molested in families. We try to normalize rape. Oh, it always happens. Or, oh, it's going to be okay. And we also need to stop thinking that this happens just to women and girls. No, it happens to little boys who grow up to be bitter men. This is not normal. This generation, we need to understand it's up to us. It's up to us to break the generational curses. Maybe our other family, maybe they was too scared. No one wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to cover it up, but it's up to us. First, we have to walk in our truth. We have to accept what is, and we have to move on with our lives. It happened. It's not our fault. The best thing we can do now is live and cover our children and our babies. It's not all the time who you have your child around. You maybe let someone babysit your child. Then you got to watch who they have around. Then you got to understand we got to watch some of these kids, because sometimes you can't trust kids around kids. Ain't no playing with the doors closed. Leave the door open. Ain't no boys and girls need to play together. It's sad that we have to think of all these things. But stop thinking, oh, she got molested 20 years ago, or she got raped 20 years ago. She should be over it. You're never really over it because you never really healed from it. And it'll be crazy of you to try to explain the situation to someone who never really been through it. They probably can feel your pain, but they'll never really understand what it's like psychologically, like what it does to you as a woman, as a child. You never really look at people the same. You're never really the same. I just want you to know, if you've been through it, if you're going through it, tell someone. Tell someone and let it be known. I'm 30 years old and telling my mom was the best thing that ever happened to me. That freed me. I'm free now. It doesn't overweigh me. It's not a burden to me. I can be myself. I can deal with it. I can accept it. I can help someone else who's been through it. It's okay. It's okay. And if you ever need someone to talk to, you can talk to me. Always. Because I understand. Remember, God loves you. I love you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This was one of those story times, one of those things where we sit down, when we chit chat. It's all right for us to laugh. We're going to have some laughs. We're going to talk about some things that's going to make us laugh. We're going to talk about achieving goals and everything else. But this is one of those times where I really want to sit down and chat as if I'm talking to someone I love. No makeup, no none. This is me. This is raw. This is uncut. Just talking, just spilling it with y'all how it really is. The few days of me doing this video, I was really emotional. I was really like a nervous wreck, because I'm like, how am I going to deliver this to them? What am I going to say? And all kind of things like that, and how I wanted things to be. But I just wanted it to be intimate. I just wanted it to be here. No makeup, no distractions, no anything, because we need to understand how serious this is. This is an epidemic. And no more will we normalize this. I still want you to be happy about it. I don't want you to fall into depression about it. I want you to heal. This video is to let you know that you can go through it, you can get through it, and you can heal. There's light on the other side of the tunnel. That's where we want to be. But I don't want you to sit in your misery and just think about it and think about it. Let it dwell on you and dwell on you. And you become bitter and you hurt people because of what you've been through. I want you to heal. I want you to get over it, get through it. Talk about it. Talk about it with someone that you trust. That's the only way you're really going to heal. And it's okay, because you're not alone. I know so many people who went through this, and you know what? They're okay. I'm okay. You're gonna be okay. You ever need someone to talk to, you talk to me. I'm here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. I know today was more of a serious talk. I know we really didn't have too many laughs today, but this is just reality. This is just my reality. This is just your reality, or someone else that you know. This is their reality. Remember, I love you, God loves you, and stay graceful. Don't forget, y'all, hit that subscribe button before you go.